G'day friends, welcome to today's YouTube video. Steve, you are shocking to me.
Hello,
He's
how are
teasing
you?
me because of my asthma. I had this wheeze this morning, I sounded like Donald Duck.
It's like,
He said that just before I press record on this microphone. Now I'm super shy. Hello everyone.
hi everybody.
Welcome to today's YouTube video.
Welcome to
Steve, you haven't been on a voiceover for a hot minute, have
It's
you?
been a couple weeks probably.
But you've been on many an Instagram Live lately.
Yes, I have.
Have you been enjoying that?
I have. I have a lot of fun with the Instagram Lives.
It's a lot of pressure for you?
The painting is a lot of pressure, yes.
Yeah.
The drawing, the things that I'm not
Do you
really
mind
used
it?
to. No.
Oh, that's good.
No, you're a good support.
Just ask you online. I'll ask you in the middle of a voiceover.
No, you're very affirming.
Speaking of, we've been doing a lot of Instagram Lives. We've got a few things to share with you today.
We do.
So just let's get housekeeping. Memory to Memento, my
Yes,
travel journaling course.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you to everyone who's joined and supported.
Thank you very much. Yes, to everyone that has joined and already blazed through that course.
I saw a couple posts that were super incredible. Like some work that people have done.
Yeah.
Which are really
Literally already.
Yeah, amazing.
You'll manage to do in 3 days what I couldn't manage to do in a year.
Like legit, like I was all, like they took this idea.
Yeah, and I'm actually seeing a lot of like little Creative Frenzy spin-off ideas that are literally so incredible.
Yeah.
So thank you for everyone for getting involved, and also thank you for sharing. I know not everyone's going to share everything, and that is completely fine as well. No one's required to share
No,
anything.
because I'm sure some of it's very personal too.
Oh, of course. There were a lot of things I actually journaled about separately from that trip that obviously because I was going to put it in a course, some things were a little personal. But yeah, some things you're not going to go out and share. But I do thank you for sharing that if you have managed to decide to do that. Because it is really helpful for everyone, and not just people that might join in the future, but also current students that are also looking for other ideas. Because I am just one, I'm one brain. Yeah. And also for me, like I'm definitely going to steal some of the ideas that I'm seeing you guys come up with.
Yeah, but that's what art is. And that's what I think was so cool, is that you've taken an inspiration, you have laid out a platform, and people have taken the bits and pieces of their inspiration, and then they've added their own personal flair to it, which has also elevated it as well. And
that's a hard thing to expect when you're teaching. I'll say this much, and
sure.
this is why I always second guess how I teach and what I teach and the way I go about doing it all, is because you can't expect that everyone is going to, do the most with the least.
Right.
You kind of have to lay out the most and hope that someone will do something with it.
Right, they'll just kind of take it from there.
Yeah, but you've all blown me away. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to promote it. It will be in the link down below. This is not a shameless plug kind of day, but it is for now. The next thing I want to say...
It's just been part of the week. So.
Well, it's been a huge week.
Yeah.
I don't usually have this much to share in 1 week. We had the website launch.
JamesLukeBurke.com.
Yeah, I should do a revised 2020 goals and visions video, because that seems like it was 6 years ago at this point. But all of those collections I was talking about, all of this moving to my own website and selling from my own website, all of this has been literally changing as we go.
Yeah.
So all I can say for right now is the website is up. It's got a beautiful little blog section where we've been double filming the Instagram lives that we've been doing.
Them on.
Yeah, so there's a replay there if you want to see it in better quality, or if it's gone from the Instagram at that point. And I share little photos there. There's also a link to a shop, but it is going to redirect you to Etsy. So I just wanted to let you know that the reason that's happening is because of the current climate that we're in. It was too difficult to set up. Lots of international tax problems that I couldn't figure out. Wow, that car is so loud.
It's very loud.
So obnoxious, those cars. Sorry if you have one, but I just don't understand them. So anyway, I'm not going to bore you with that conversation. All of that to say is I did say I was going to put all the products on there, but for now I still have to sell through Etsy and just kind of eat the fees. Sure. Until we can figure out, all that good international tax stuff. It's kind of something you don't want to fake your way through.
Well, you want to, right. It's a certain, like, dot your I's and cross your T's in a very specific way.
Yeah. That's that's a mistake I'm just not willing to, it's like, what is it? Ask for forgiveness or ask for permission?
It's better to ask for forgiveness than for
yeah,
permission.
in this case, I really don't think that's true. Anything with taxes, I don't think they appreciate that. So anyway, we'll get working on that later on in the year. But for now, we are actually doing a restock of the stamp sets. Yes. They're supposed to be leaving the facility on the 7th of April. So I'm assuming next week there might be some more in there for you. And you can go to my website or straight to Etsy. It will direct you there back to where you can get them. Anyway, let's get off.
But we have worked on it. Like, so the shop is ready. yours on your website, but
it's totally ready.
It has not been launched yet.
We just don't know what to do about these international taxes.
So,
our only other option was to sell only to the US, but I thought that was kind of unfair to the people that I said, we'll have restocks and stuff.
Sure.
And then people had suggested, we'll do US on your site and do international on Etsy, but then you're really double handling everything.
Gets confusing.
Yeah, and since I'm not a big logistics kind of person with a huge company of people, I just decided to do what I could manage. So thank you for your understanding in that. One last thing I think we'll talk about that's a little more, I'm going to say serious. This is probably the only time you'll catch me saying this. It is serious, and I do want to approach this just because I know I've been relatively quiet on this front.
Yeah.
The current state of the world and what we're going through, I am fully aware, and I am fully, abiding by all these new changes. I have a new normal that's set up in place. I think if you've been watching the channel for any length of time now, you'll know that my life has pretty much been online for the past few years.
Sure.
So this wasn't an incredibly huge adjustment for me, but it has made some really big adjustments around my household. And without trying to out Steve here, he's such a nightmare to be at home all the time. But anyway, so we've been making changes, and you might have seen that we've been going Instagram Live a lot lately. I've been a lot more present on social media, obviously with the new course coming out. It's been a lot. There's been a lot flying at you. And if I can just say, I'm not ignoring where we're at. I think I want to just make that clear.
We're very well aware of what is happening.
Yeah, I just feel like everyone in this has a different calling.
Yeah.
And I feel like everyone's role, is subject to their gifts and talents that they feel they've been blessed with. If you don't know this, Steve and I are Christian, and my faith does play a lot into how I do mostly anything. So at this
pretty
point,
much everything.
Literally everything. But at this point, I've just been trying to pray about where to be led, like a new direction to be led into, and what this season looks like for me and for the people around me. And honestly, I felt a great calling to be a constant and to not be another voice that adds stress to your day. I think that's something that I felt for a long time anyway. And I think that's why it kind of was even reiterated when we listened to church on Sunday on the online. And the message, part of the message was, you don't have to share everything. It's not necessarily a good thing to share your wounds, but rather to share your scars. And I think if you've ever heard about some of the more serious things I've talked about before, like my PTSD from the earthquake and tsunami in Japan, my car accident and the shift in career change, some of the more heavy things I've talked about before were scars by that point.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like I was involving anyone in that process. And I want to be really aware and conscious of the fact that mental health plays a big part in why a lot of people journal in the first place.
Totally.
And that constantly revisiting those thoughts that are difficult to process, that don't really have answers yet. I'm sure you're getting a lot of news media popping up in your life, constantly. And I just didn't feel like it was my calling to add my voice to that. I felt like I had time, ability, resource, gifting to be able to give in a way that would make me a bit more of a constant and a bit of a lighter source of entertainment that I think I've always tried to be. So that's all I'm really going to say on that. Steve, do you have any words? Because I'm feeling very vulnerable right now.
No, I think what you're saying is right and is good. And just to kind of confirm and affirm, James, it's more about the idea that
you don't have to. You could disagree.
No, I do agree with you because, like you said, I think people use art as therapy, right? And because we're still in an unknown with everything, that the news is constantly changing. The news is constantly changing. We're getting new information every single day. And so I think it's one thing to not speak about it, because I think that also does a disservice. But then to overspeak about it continues to do a disservice. So I appreciate you for stepping into this space of vulnerability right now to say, hey, I'm acknowledging this, and I know this, and I understand it, and I'm not avoiding it, but I also want to just keep my calling the same. And I don't think that's a bad thing.
If it all changes, if tomorrow I wake up and when I pray I get asked to speak on something,
right,
I'm not going to try and be disobedient to that. But what I really do think is that everyone at this point has been so focused on what other people can do, and I don't have control over what anyone else can do.
You don't want to perpetuate a narrative that can shift and can change.
Well, I just don't have those answers. I literally don't know. So what I do know is I can ask for what I can do. I can look at what I have to give and just focus on that. I really would prefer to be focused on the things I can do rather than the things I can't do. And for me, it has very much felt like, oh, you've got a bit of extra time now that, sometimes Steve helps me with my work. If I can go Instagram live, then we can go and do that. And you'll know that those shifts start to happen. And they've been happening with a lot of different people. I think a lot of people at this point are looking inside themselves and saying, what is my offering? What is my gifting? Where is my purpose in this? Because, as our faith dictates, we do have a purpose in all of it.
Sure.
And so I think everyone is gifted in a way, and that's why I don't want to say, that no one should speak about it, because there are people with voices that should absolutely speak about it.
Yeah.
I think intention is key. I think it's not hard to pick apart why some people are saying some things and why some people say the other, but it's also something that's incredibly personal. Some people right now don't have extra time, but their kids are at home, so you can't expect that. And some people have more time now because, and I've seen this term thrown around before, coronation. Yeah. And, as much as I might want to see that as a privilege, that is some people's privilege. Yeah. And I'm not interested in trying to take away what anyone's got going on right now. All I'm interested in is looking at myself, acknowledging all the things that I do have and I have access to and what I can do.
Correct.
So I'm, and I might have to say, like, if I can just throw myself under the bus here, that has been its own difficult journey because I'm naturally quite a judgmental person. So I'm true, Steve's laughing, but it's sometimes looking out through social media in this time, it has really crossed my mind to judge other people's offering at this point, and that has been very, very difficult for me. So I think even more important why I only keep that focus on myself and what I can do, and that's why I have been literally just focused on that.
Sure.
So that's why I don't speak about it very often.
So with that in mind, what can you do? You can wash your hands.
No, I'm not doing that.
You can practice all the safety measures.
So this is your voice in this?
To do, but it's just we honor all the safety measures. But what else you can do is continue to create beautiful art, to laugh, I love laughing. You love laughing. You love to create beautiful things and to continue on the calling that you've been given. And that's what you're doing, and I want to applaud you in that. And again, to reiterate that, we're not avoiding it. And if you have things that you want to share with us, feel free.
Well, Steve, you and I are very different in this.
Right.
Your position is to talk about it. Yes, that's what you felt.
It helps me to speak about it. It helps my process.
So I don't even see this as a we right now. So triggered. But I truly, that's what I'm saying. Everyone is that different. And just because you and I are married does not mean you and I have to do the same thing. I do believe that my focus should be here because of who I am and what I have to offer.
Right.
Your focus is different because you have something different to offer.
Sure.
And your normal looks different now.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying, and I'm not even telling you to do that. Like, everyone, you do you, boo boo. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to judge you for anything. I've already decided, but I am just focused on that. So I think I'm going to leave it at that. I know we said we wouldn't be here for long, but here you go. 50 hours later. It's sensitive. It's a sensitive topic.
It is a very sensitive topic, and you want to give it the time that it's due. But then you also want to continue to say, this is it. This is what we're doing. If you have any questions,
you just don't want to spend half an hour talking about something as to why you won't talk about it.
Right.
It's very ironic.
But we've said it.
But we've said it now.
I love the art that you continue to create, and I love the fact that we also get to share the community on Instagram Live. That's been something that's me personally, has actually been very therapeutic, believe it or not.
It's been fun. It's we've started to double film them so that we can upload. I don't promise to upload all of them. Some of them I lose my brain in, so it's not a good thing for me to revisit that after the fact. But some of them we film. The difference is if you don't hear any music, probably that one is being double filmed. But I'll kind of tell people anyway.
Yeah.
Because the other day it was so funny. I don't know what we were talking about. I think I was throwing myself under the bus for being an annoying kid, and then everyone jumped in about their own annoying kids, and I was like, I don't know if I can publicize this. It's okay, your names don't show up or anything, so you're safe. Your secrets are safe with me, but yeah, if you want to share stories, I'll probably talk about them out loud, and they might end up on my blog.
That's so funny.
It's fine. It's still private, still personal. Anyway, those will end up on there, and if there's music, because I love the music ones. I love when you're playing ABBA and
Whitney,
Britney, Shania, Mariah, Celine. Yep. I love to sing along to all of those. So
that's always fun. And then
try and mix it up.
Yeah, we try to keep it. We're killing two birds with one stone.
Killing a flock with a pebble.
Yeah.
Anyway, talking of animal abuse.
Goodness. What show have you been watching?
Tiger King.
Oh my goodness.
It's not really what I aim to talk about today. In fact, what I want to say is there is a purpose to this video, and my message is go play, go have fun. This was a creative frenzy I went on. I just wanted to have a bit of a play. So that's what today's video is. But as per usual, we've hijacked the voiceover for something else.
Yeah.
Tiger King is on everyone's lips at the moment. I don't pretend to know anything about animal rights, but here's what I have to say.
Okay.
Poor Carol Baskin.
Poor Carol Baskin.
Could you imagine? The woman was about to get murdered on a bike route, and she's out here dealing with all the memes of the world, all the new memes accusing her of that husband. And look, we've all considered it.
We've all thought about it.
Anyone that's seen it has considered. That show is wild now with Nick Cannon. Like, it is crazy.
I mean, it's everything. It like,
first of all, it's cats.
It's cats, so we love cats, and then it's camp, which
it's very camp,
which we're here for.
It's southern,
which is a whole
super
level
for
of
me.
whole level of that we don't understand here in California.
It's federal government,
which we all know. It's characters. It's
they don't seem real, do they?
They don't seem, and it's so weird. Like, you can't stop looking. You have to keep watching, and you end up binge watching the whole thing because like. And they do such a good job with this producing. They leave you with just, what is it, the like just at the very end,
the little hook, little bait.
They just
that
leave
cliffhanger.
It with the cliffhanger. That's what it is. I was like, the hanger.
No, well, I was laughing because I think, wow, they've really done the exposition, like the mise en scène. How is it that they set up that whole show to have you notice everything but not understand what's going on? Like, just the visual of where everyone's being interviewed. The guy with the missing teeth, shirtless, in the home, next to that chick who got her arm bit off,
mauled,
in front of a trash heap,
next to Doc Antle in his like safari property
with his 25 wives.
25 wives, yes.
Like, this is what I'm saying. They have literally set me up to visually take in everything and mentally not be able to process anything. So it was a wild journey. I watched it twice, only because Steve would fall asleep every time we'd watch something, so I have to go back and watch it.
I always fall asleep watching TV.
Listen, I'm not trying to get you involved in a conversation about all of this, because I know people have split opinions. I watch trash for entertainment. I'm not going to apologize for that. Honestly, nothing in that show I saw was worse than an episode of Real Housewives of Melbourne. So I'm gonna let it live as just a piece of trash on the television. But yeah, if you're curious to see how the other half live, wow,
it's so insane and wild, and I would go back and watch it over and over and over again.
Netflix really coming through with that. We had Cheer, which put us all on an emotional roller coaster,
and then Tiger King, which they knew we needed some way just to kind of escape. No, but it's really, and here's my favorite thing is his CDs, how he sings. And the first time I heard him sing, I looked at James and go, that's not his voice.
When I don't know anything about that, so I thought, yeah, well, he's good.
I was like, he sings like this, but he's out here talking like this. Yeah, it's like it doesn't work.
His tone didn't seem to match up, but I thought, wow, he just really throws his voice well. Like, that's a different person. It is literally a different person. Oh, and if you know, I've been tempted, and if you've been on my live streams, I have been addressing everyone as "Hey, cool cats and kittens." So Carol Baskin's really got me onto this.
Oh man, I just need some flower crowns, and then we're perfect.
Girl. Between that, RuPaul's Drag Race, Gigi Good has me on the edge of my seat. Considering my own career in drag.
I'm obsessed. Yeah, if you're not watching RuPaul's Drag Race, the current season, we're obsessed with Gigi Good. She's one of the queens. She's
a beautiful fashion artist, illustration come to life.
Literally, and she paints herself in a way that I looked at James. I go, she paints the way you like to draw your girls. So I think that's kind of why the connection exists.
What does that say about me? Yeah. I love her. She looks like one of my drawing. No, that's not why I like her. I think you know what I like about her? Typically on Drag Race, if you're a look queen, you're going to be challenged to be like goofy, and you know they're going to expose you for not being, or for being too full of yourself.
A look queen being somebody who who like a look queen is a drag queen who focuses all on beauty.
Oh, it's just an aesthetic
model.
appeal.
Yeah.
But they're not necessarily known for being the best lip syncers or entertainers. Maybe they don't have a lot of tricks. Maybe they're not funny.
Or dancers.
They're just so consumed with the aesthetic appeal of their drag.
Yes.
So that I would say that's a look. We're not even in drag culture, but I think that's what a look queen would mostly be. But so typically on RuPaul's Drag Race, they try to flesh them out as like fully rounded queens.
Yes. So you've got like look queens, you have camp queens, you have comedy
queens, scary queens,
yeah,
like goth queens or whatever. I don't know. So
you
there's a whole
also have,
bunch.
like the dancers and
yeah, but they want to make sure that you can, cover all your bases. I guess it's like being a dancer. You kind of learn tap, jazz, ballet, modern, contemporary, like hip hop, all that stuff. But just to go and be a production show dancer. So at the end of the day, Gigi is probably a look queen, but she, straight out the gate, she knew how to sing and lip sync and dance and act and sew, and so she could do it all from the beginning. Usually they make them suffer and struggle until halfway through, and then they have this like big epiphany moment, and she came out the gate like fully ready.
Hello world, I'm here.
And she's what, 21?
21.
Yeah, so this is someone who was a child when RuPaul's Drag Race started.
Yeah, 10 years ago.
Was she even born? But so it's so funny because you're seeing a generation of queens who have been established, who had a full career before Drag Race even started, and now you're seeing kids that learn drag from Drag Race. So it's a really interesting look at how that culture developed as well. But all of that to say is, she's aesthetically pleasing.
And she's beautiful.
And she's very talented.
She actually encouraged us to watch, we watched the movie Heathers because one of her looks was inspired by the movie, and super fun, quotable, camp. We're here for it.
Yeah, it's one of those movies I said to Steve, I think I wish I had watched it when I was younger so I could come back and watch it and it would feel nostalgic.
Yeah.
Here's a lot of those jokes wear off.
It's like Mean Girls.
Yeah. Or Drop Dead Gorgeous, something like that. It's kind of hard to get into if you don't have that attachment as a teen or something.
Sure, it's like it's not as present in your memory. Yeah. But I understand why it is as highly quotable as it is, or why people love it. I understand the
it's really
cult
very
nature. Yeah, it's really very.
It's really very. Okay, so anyway, I think that's it for us.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm going to edit this video together and pop it up on the YouTube.
Yeah.
I'll see you around on Instagram.
Hey, everybody, stay safe.
Yeah.
And come visit us on, or mostly visit James on Instagram Live, and I'll pop in every now and then.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
What a commitment.
No, I'll probably be there with him most times. So
you think I got a get out of jail free card? Steve literally just said, I'll be there. Maybe.
No, come visit us on Instagram Live. We love it when you join us, and especially when you, because I typically moderate the comments, and every now and then my shaky hands will grab a pencil or watercolor.
And also, I will say, I'm not taking, I was about to say I'm not taking requests. No, I'm not building a schedule of Instagram Lives and when they're happening just yet. And I don't know if I will in the future. I'm giving myself that get out of jail free card only because I'm not starting a precedent for people to have expectations that won't be met, especially right now. I think that's incredibly important to have a bit of self-awareness and foresight to know that, even as content creators, we're also content consumers, and I'm just trying to see things from both ends. And I know that with everything changing so often, I don't want to set you up for anything. So I will literally give you my word that I'll do as best as I can. Which it looks pretty good at the moment. I would say I'm happy with my attempts. Yeah. And then and we can just work with that.
And you will always post it on your Insta story that you're gonna go live.
Didn't even do that.
Oh, okay.
Missed one of those.
So we can't even.
And usually it's only 5 minutes before anyway, so it gives no one a chance to get there. But you know what? It's really organic that way too.
Sure.
I don't want to I don't want to give you any of these grand illusions of.
Well, if you pop your Instagram on and you see that James is going live,
or don't,
you can come join us, or don't catch it on a replay. But I'll be moderating comments, so feel free. I'd love to see what you guys say, and I love to kind of chat back with you guys. It's just a really fun kind of way just to engage in community during this time.
Yeah,
and always. So thanks,
Alrighty.
guys.
Thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you again real soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.